All right, Buccaneers lose yet again. This is now 4 straight losses in what we thought was possible. We talked about this stretch being the most toughest stretch of the season, playing the Ravens, Falcons, and Chiefs, and then the 49ers. Was hopeful they could at least get one of them. Do not lose all 4. They also have, after starting 3-1, have lost now 5 of their last 6. So it's disappointing. There's no getting around it. We'll get into it. I mean, this was, again, they're finding ways to lose games. This was not all bad by Tampa Bay. There was some good stuff, and we'll get into the good stuff as well. I mean, we have to start with, I think, special teams was the difference in this game for a large part of it. If Tampa Bay had won, we're coming away talking about special teams. The 49ers missed 3 field goals. They also muffed a punt that gave Tampa Bay good field position, which was a touchdown. So you have that. I mean, if Tampa Bay doesn't get those 16 points, this is a blowout. Granted, again, things are different, right? If you don't get everything changes if the score is different. But still, I mean, huge stuff there for Tampa Bay. Let's start with first I want to start off talking about, I like this at the beginning of these videos, give credit to the winning team if the team is not my team. So let's give credit to San Francisco. I mean, there's so much good here. Like, obviously, I think the 49ers are a really good team. I know that their record isn't great. I think they're a better team than their record. And again, special teams needs to get it together because this has hurt them on a couple of games and nearly hurt them again here. I thought Purdy played well. Purdy did miss a couple of throws here, but I thought he played well and made some real nice throws toward the end. Like that throw to Kittle had a monster day. I thought was really good. But Christian McCaffrey, I don't know Tampa Bay was doing a pretty good job at not letting him get room, but he still was able to make some flashes, and I was a little surprised they wouldn't have him so much. On handoffs to a running back, he got 13 out of their 15 carries. I was surprised they did that, but yeah, I mean, San Francisco did a really good job, did a great job pass protecting, which just everyone does that against Tampa Bay, but still, I mean, that Purdy touchdown to Kittle late, he had the ball for over 8 seconds. So you have that much. Things are going to happen. And also Ricky Pershall, got to give him credit with what he was able to do on that, big touchdown pass. Cool to see him get into the end zone. Wish it didn't happen against my favorite team. All right. Let's talk Tampa Bay, and I want to start off with the ending. They have an opportunity, so if you missed the game and are just here to hear my thoughts, what happened was Tampa Bay, who was leading for a good chunk of the second half, finds themselves down 3 points, but they have a really nice drive. I mean, Baker Mayfield on a 4th and 7, stiff arms Nick Bosa, and then while getting tackled, throws one up, and Rachaad White makes a great catch. They pick up the first down. They're able to drive all the way inside the 10-yard line. And it's a weird situation where the Niners have all 3 of their timeouts, so you're inside the 10-yard line. The Niners can make sure they have a minute left. That's just time they're going to have. And running the ball, all it does is get rid of the timeouts. And realistically, if they need a touchdown, that would really matter, them losing those timeouts. If they need a field goal, it doesn't matter as much, right? They have enough time to get a field goal. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers decide to take the ball out of Baker Mayfield's hands. They run the ball a couple times. They aren't able to get anything going. They do throw it on 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 5-ish, 3rd and 4. They throw it on 3rd down, are not able to get the conversion, and therefore they have to kick the game-tying field goal. The Niners then have a really nice Brock Purdy drive, are able to win the game in regulation. So, I think you could argue with how well Baker was playing on that drive, was it a mistake to take him essentially out of the game for a couple plays and run the ball? They weren't able to get into the end zone and weren't able to kill enough clock or timeouts to make it work. Potentially. I mean, obviously in hindsight you say that. At the same time, if you throw the ball a couple times and don't get anything, then if you feel even worse because then you have to kick the field goal and give them extra time. But really, getting rid of their timeouts there didn't do a lot. I think they should have called whatever was the best odds of getting into the end zone. I would have loved like a screen pass or something there. I don't know. But at the same time, Liam Cohen's he's done a great job with this offense with all the injuries. I can't really fault him too much. They did a great job at taking Nick Bosa out of the game. I talked about the stiff arm on Baker. That was one of only 2 times I saw him make contact with Baker. He also had a sack on a 3rd and 14 when the Buccaneers decided to leave him one-on-one with their backup tackle. That was stupid. They shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. But other than that, did a good job of, once Tristan Wirfs went down, being able to double team him and take him out of the game. Tristan Wirfs just had him. There was no pressure. Tristan Wirfs that's what he does. Even to the best edge rushers, he's going to take them out of the game. Losing him is a big blow, and that's probably something we have to mention, is because, listen, there's going to be a lot of doom and gloom, I think, for Tampa Bay fans in this video. A lot of people saying, well, this is it, season over, let's build for next year. I'm not there yet. Lose to the Giants in 2 weeks, then I'm there, but I'm not there yet. So they have the bye week this next week. Losing Wirfs just hurts, and I believe the concern is it's maybe an MCL injury, which is a lot better than if it was an ACL injury. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but essentially the MCL is what causes your leg to go side to side, whereas the ACL is what helps it go forward. You don't move your knee side to side as much, so that heals quicker. So we've seen guys get back after like a month on an MCL injury. So who knows what's going to happen with Wirfs, but it seems like it's not as bad as maybe it could have been, although they're going to have to do tests. You never know for sure. So you look at the Buccaneers' next few games. As bad as it seems right now, 4-6, they're not dead. And one thing I said a month ago now, after they beat the Saints, was that if they go 0-4 in this 4-game stretch, they're not dead. Now, I think Atlanta's looked to be a little better at times this season than maybe I was thinking, although they've also looked worse at times. We'll get to them in a second. But they go 0-4 here to the, in that stretch. As I said, it's possible. And here's why. Because you look at who they have to play. They play the Giants, the Panthers, and the Raiders. Those are the next 3 games. These are 3 of the worst teams in football. And if they lose one of those games, well, you probably don't deserve to make the playoffs, right? You got to go 3-0. You go 3-0, you're 7-6, and you're back in it. Now, it gets a little bit tougher. They play the Chargers and the Cowboys. The Cowboys will not have Dak Prescott. That's not much of a tough matchup either. Really, it is the Chargers. That's a game, right? That could flip either way. Because then they play the Cowboys and the Panthers. If you just assume those 5 games, the Panthers twice, the Raiders, the Cowboys, and the Giants, if you just assume those are wins, which you can't do in the NFL, things happen. You win those games, you're at 9 wins. You're where you were last year. They won 9 games last year. You then get to play the Chargers, like I said, could go either way. Chargers are playing some good football this season. And then you play the Saints the last game of the season, which is no gimme. I mean, we just saw the Saints beat the Falcons. They might be a lot healthier at that point. And you know the Saints love to beat the Buccaneers, especially in Tampa. So no guarantee. But if you can get 10 wins out of this, it's possible to make the playoffs. It's not guaranteed because you still have to look at the NFC is very tough this year. But the one thing you also look at is Atlanta, who does have the tiebreaker and a 2-game lead, dropped a tough one against the Saints. And if you can start to climb your way back, the Falcons play the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Vikings, their next 3 games. Those are 3 losses. They didn't have some easy games as well, but also still have the Commanders on their schedule. So it's not impossible. It's not impossible that if you win 10 games, the Falcons could struggle a little bit, end up with 9, and you could overtake them. It's in the cards. So I'm not willing to count things out just yet. Okay, I did too long on this preview the rest of the way. Still have plenty of game to talk about. They can't get open. Like that, there's 2 things they can't do right now. They can't get separation offensively, and they can't rush the passer. And if you can't do those things, like it's hard. It's hard to win games. Now, I mentioned all this, preview about future stuff. They also are going to get healthier. Mike Evans should come back. This receiving core should look better with him back, not just because of him, but it allows, can Sterling Shepard be a number 2 guy now? Maybe. I mean, he could at least be a role player if he's now a number 3 option, with Cade Otton being the number 2 option. Makes things a little bit easier. I think that could be huge. Getting Jamel Dean back, I think, would really help as well. Allowing, Josh Hayes, who I thought played well in this game, not amazing, but I thought he played well here. I don't really have many issues with the secondary. Zion McCollum missed a couple tackles early on. One of those was Christian McCaffrey. What are you going to do? Another, though, was Jawan Jennings, which Jennings is still really good, but one he would say he has to make. Usually he does make those, but he played really good other than that. So Christian Izzian had a nice play. No beef with the secondary. Antoine Winfield still doesn't look fully right? Like, Antoine Winfield hasn't fully looked amazing this season. I think that's fair to say as well, which is unfortunate. But as a whole, I mean, again, Cansey gives you some stuff up the middle. Vita Vea gives you some stuff up the middle, but they are interior guys. There's only so much they can do in the pass rush game. They don't get anything on the edge, and they have to blitz, and even when they blitz, they don't always get there, and it makes things so difficult here going up against, a team like San Francisco, who, if you can't pass rush them, like, they're going to eat you alive, and that's what they did. So some of this stuff is going to get better. The receiving core is going to get better. The secondary should get better, and I didn't think was an issue today. But you got to be able to make more plays in the pass rush game, and I don't know if that's going to happen this year. So yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield had a really weird stat line of 116 yards and 28 attempts. Assuming Evans comes back against the Giants, they're going to start pushing the ball down the field more, and they just have to. I mean, the fact that they were competitive in these games is honestly really impressive, given what they have. I mean, again, if you were to ask me, heading into the season, who are the most important players for Tampa Bay? Who are the guys they can't afford to lose due to injury? Okay, quarterback is number one. Baker Mayfield is number one. He's been healthy, luckily. Everything else, though, I mean, I would say, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I think you'd throw Levante David and Antoine Winfield in there. I would say Jamel Dean and Tristan Wirfs. Now, the only guy to stay healthy the whole year has been Levante David. Even he's had been banged up a couple times, but he's played every game. Winfield missed a bunch of time early. All those other guys are out right now. I mean, it's tough. Every team deals with injuries. We're just dealing with a little bit more right now than the average team. So, again, these are good teams we're losing to. But at a certain point, you got to start beating good teams as well. That point's not going to come anytime soon, though. So I'm not willing to wave the white flag just yet. Won't have another one of these until another 2 weeks, but I still think there's a chance. Also, shout out to Rashad White. I thought he had a nice day today. So, yeah, still an opportunity here. Not willing to give up just yet, but, yeah, got to go 3-0. That's just it. Earlier, looking at the stretch, like, okay, well, it'd be nice to win, those, we have 6 winnable games out of the final 7. It'd be nice to win maybe 5 of those. Probably got to win all 6. You probably do. And the Chargers game, honestly, 10 wins might not be enough. You might have to win out from here, and it's just so hard to do. You can't expect to win every game, but, if you have to win just about every game, this is a pretty good schedule to have to win about. So, not giving up just yet, but yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from y'all, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.